Oh, that is a nice copper coin. But oh, Doug, do you know what time it is?
45 up.
Who says 45 up, Doug? It's quarter after. What's up, guys? Quarter Hoarder here. Tried to put that little intro on so I would know when the stream starts, because last week, you don't know when you're sitting here. You don't really know when it's going. It looks like I guess I should have took my glasses off. There's 150 some people in the chat already. Thank you. I do want to announce, unfortunately, Dog Tag Doug can't make it tonight. He's not here. So we are Douglas. If you leave, I understand. He will be back next week. But I do have some people on that hopefully you'll be familiar with. First and foremost, Charlie, the Heritage Relic Hunter, in the house.
Hi, Jason.
Charlie? Can you hear me, Charlie?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And you look good too, Charlie. Charlie's stream is always nice and steady, so I'm grateful for that. And no Quarter Hoarder show would be right without Rich Van Winkle and our antiques expert, Lynn. Lynn with an E in the chat. No one ever gets the E, Lynn.
That's right.
Yep.
I have an E on the end of Lynn.
It's Lynn with an E.
Yep.
I'm going to try to see if I can watch this chat, which is not an easy task. So if you guys can let me know if there's any comments. I've got all sorts of fun games we're going to play today, different things like that. And I'm not a live streamer necessarily, so hopefully they go without any hiccups. And I do want to say thanks before I even forget some of the moderators that came in for me. Chris, Wicked Digger, Hollywood Joe, our buddy Joe. And I do have Bobby, Underground Buddha. I heard he wasn't feeling good. I don't know if he's going to be here or not. But if he is, Bobby, thank you very much. So before I start, anything you guys want to say? Because you know I'm going to talk a lot.
Well, how are you guys doing?
Since I saw you a couple days ago, we're doing good. Now, I don't like to give spoilers out, but we've been back at this Cobb Field, if anyone remembers last year. And Charlie, this weekend, oh my goodness, Charlie. I don't want to say what it is, and this is a tough one to hold back on. But Charlie is like breaking records with this place.
It's unreal.
It's been crazy. I'm so excited to edit these and slowly roll out these Cobb videos, because we've been there maybe 3 or 4 times so far. Bucket listers every single time we've gone. Crazy stuff.
And for each
an anomaly of a field that's been.
It's been a great time. If it wasn't going to be 20 degrees on Saturday, we'd be there again.
Yeah, we might actually be skipping this weekend, which is rare. There's already 2 inches of snow and ice on the ground, and tonight I think they're calling for 6 or 7 inches of snow. So hey, I can use a weekend to get some editing done. And if it's nice Saturday, I might even drive over to your house, Lynn, if the roads are clear, so I can take some pictures for one of the giveaway games we're going to do later today. We have 2 giveaways. One that was Lynn's idea, so we're prepared for that, and one I threw together. So we'll see how it goes. It's hard to think of a game you can do live over video where people can't cheat. We're going to see how that rolls out.
I guess they can.
So before I get on to the meat and potatoes of going into the video from this week and the comments and all that, I do want to say hello. I see Digger Degas in the chat, Amanda, Tyler, Yaska, Metal Detecting NYC, Merrill, awesome dude. Ultimate Finds Box, Eric, who is the sponsor for your game today, Lynn.
Thank you, Eric.
More about him when we get to it. I forgot Teresa, the treasure hunter, one of the moderators. She messaged me like within the hour, and I kind of forgot. I didn't mean to disrespect you, Teresa. The 717 detector, he was there last week. Thank you very much. Karen Kasupski, NEPA History and Archaeology Search. So many people. Thank you for coming in, and we're going to jump more on the chat questions later.
I also saw that Audra was there.
Audra's birthday was yesterday. I gave her
Yes,
happy
it was her
birthday. Did you give her one, Charlie?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
to
Audra.
Audra. She's good people.
Yeah.
I don't know how old she is. I'm going to say about 27 or so?
Yes.
I'm married, Charlie. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You ready, Rich?
I'm ready.
Bring into the stage. Let's see how this goes over. All right. So what I did was I went through the video and pulled out all the interesting comments, questions, things like that. So I'm going to display it on the screen with the person who asked it at the bottom and either a still or a small clip to kind of give some background on their question or comment. And then we can add to it from the day, because this house has been nothing short of amazing. I mean, we've pulled out some crazy cool things there. And I can't even tell you how many clips I had to cut out of the video because they were just so long.
I'd go back there again if we,
Well, we could. I mean, the homeowner, he really liked the detecting. I mean, we gave him a machine. He found the 2 center last week. New detectorist. He did find a lot of iron, a lot of junk. It takes a little bit of practice. It's not rocket science what we do, but it takes a little practice to understand what your signal is. And next week, when we go back for the 3rd and final installment, he gets another bucket lister, the homeowner. So, man, beginner's luck. All right, so let's get this started, Rich.
All right.
I'm going to be playing and pausing the thing constantly. I hope I don't screw it up. So if you remember when we went there, it was actually Doug's birthday.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody in the comments for showering Doug with a gazillion happy birthday wishes. And he did have a couple funny comments like this one. Did Doug stay with George Washington across the street? I wish I thought of that joke. So shout out to Todd Headley, 73. If you didn't see the video, there was an inn right across the street. I mean, I could have threw a stick and broke a window if I wanted a criminal record. But I mean, that close was George Washington stayed there. And not only for like one night, he was there for like 2 or 3 weeks planning out the Battle of Trenton at that inn. And I mean, Charlie, I'd say probably 50% of the houses we hunt, there's always some George Washington connection, because the guy was all over the place.
Yeah.
And we typically only hunt houses from that time period.
Yes.
So George Washington folklore is alive and well every single week. But there was documentation on that inn's webpage. There were receipts. He really stayed there for 3 weeks. It's hard to say for sure if you found anything that maybe he held in his hand, unless he autographed it and then dropped it in the ground. But, you use a little bit of imagination on there. So, but thank you for the comment, Todd Headley. I don't remember what's next, so let me see. I had each run for like 2 seconds or so. There is the 2 center that the homeowner found. Die Hard Digger 198, happy birthday, Doug. Can't believe the homeowner found a 2-cent piece. It's on my bucket list. Charlie, have you found a 2-cent piece?
Yes, I have 2 2-cent pieces.
Rich, do you have any?
No.
I mean, I only have 2 ever that I found, and one I gave to the homeowner we were at. They, even though they're pretty big, I mean, they're like a quarter size.
Do you know why? Did they not make a lot, or why don't we find them more?
They did make a lot, especially the first year, the 1864. They made a lot of them, but for whatever reason, we don't find a lot of them. I mean, how many 1860s quarters do we find? Not a lot of them.
Right.
It seems like the majority of the silver coins we find from the Civil War era and earlier are almost always dimes or half dimes. It's rare we get quarters, halves, or silver dollars from that age, probably because they were worth so much money. The guy's wife's going to be like, get your butt out there, Jethro, and find that quarter. That's all I can think of.
I will be honest with you. When I found my first one years ago, I didn't know what it was. I was surprised that there was a 2-cent coin back in the day, the homeowner was surprised here when he found his.
Yeah, this guy thought, well, he didn't really know what it was. He's not like a coin person. When I first got into the hobby, I didn't know a lot about coins. I only knew as I started to find them. I didn't know there was a 2-cent piece or a 3-cent piece. I didn't even know that there used to be half cents or farthings or a 20-cent piece. People don't even realize there's a 20-cent piece, which is incredibly rare. But I love the oddball denomination coins, and that 2-center the homeowner got was a real winner. Let me go on to the next one. Any question? Keep your eyes too, guys, in the chat because it's hard to go back and forth. But Donna, miss you, Dog Tag Doug. Thank you, Donna. Philip Michaels, Jason Alexander. Isn't that the guy from Seinfeld? Jason Alexander, welcome.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Jason.
History, UFO Pirate, everybody in there. Thank you for coming.
Hollywood Joe just said that he found a 2-cent piece on our family farm when he was in.
You and Joe share a family farm?
He's there quite a bit when he comes.
I don't even want to know what the relationship is, Charlie.
Yeah, he said he found a 2-center at the family farm when he
now,
was
Joe, was that Joe's only ever 2-cent piece? Because
I don't know. He has to put it in the chat.
Put that in, Joe. I think it's one of the hardest coins to find, even though it's big and they made a lot of them. Just don't get a lot of 2-cent pieces.
He said no, it wasn't the only one he ever found.
You braggart. Joe, you big braggart. He's got 3, he said. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right, let me see what the next clip is, Charlie. I don't know how many I got. I think there was a bunch of them. Pong by Atari. Cool name. I remember Atari. 1916 was my dad's birth year when I was a teenager, mid-70s. I was into coin collecting and gave my dad 1 cent through 50 cents, all 1916s for his birthday. Doug found that on his birthday, the 1916 first year Mercury dime. And what I love about the 1916 Mercury dimes, as I'm sure everyone does, but for video purposes, I love being able to do the slow flip. You know what I mean? Because the money's really on the back. You're hoping for that back mark. That 1916D is the crescendo of the Mercury dimes. So whenever we found one, Rich, you had one last year at that horse ranch. I love doing the slow flip, hoping for that D. I love it with the 09 and 08 Indians. Anything where the back is the saga, I find really exciting. Doug's, of course, was Philadelphia Mint.
Jason, what's really cool, I don't know if I ever told you this. I told Doug, but the first coin I've ever found metal detecting, ever, was a 1916 Merc.
Really?
But it was an S.
But you still had a mint mark on it.
Yep. It was the first coin I ever found, ever.
That was probably way before. Now, how long were you detecting before, started come with us?
Only about 6 months.
Oh, so you were still like in your infancy.
Yeah, I had an understanding of it. Me and my dad had done it, on the beach when I was younger. Never found anything good, but I understood it. It wasn't until I got older that I really, really wanted to find this stuff. But
yeah.
Okay,
Charlie,
can I say something about that coin, that 1916?
Absolutely.
That was my first coin that I ever found, was a 1916 Merc.
What the heck, guys? Both of your first coin ever was this 1916 Merc?
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
That is crazy. Yep. My first coin, 1916 Merc.
Wow. So both
Philadelphia.
of us.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Mint.
That was the first of any coin you found or silver coin?
First coin. Well, I started detecting, yes.
Rich, you too? First coin of anything?
Yeah.
First coin, because I went in my backyard.
Wow. My first coin was a bicentennial Washington quarter. And now that's a clad coin, but it's cool. Oh, Robert Dunn. Thank you very much. I found a 1916 walking with S on the reverse. Very cool. I'm guessing it means walking Liberty half. Thank you for the super thing. I forget what they're called, Rich. A sticker, a super sticker, or whatever. My first coin was the bicentennial clad quarter, which had the 2 years on it, 1776, 1976.
Yes.
And that quarter is kind of how I got my nickname, Quarter Hoarder, because it was the first coin I ever found. And my wife actually kind of helped me come up with the nickname. So for the three of us, you guys found the best thing, and I found, the junkier thing. I did see Steph Diggs popped into the chat. Thank you very much, Steph.
Cool.
Once I figure out this live stream, I want to have some guests on, people that I just think are
there she is.
Funny or knowledgeable or really add a lot to the hobby. And Steph is definitely one of them. So I just got to kind of get my bearings by. So don't block my number, Steph. I'll be calling soon enough.
Hi, Steph.
She just said her first silver coin was an 1875 seated dime.
Wow, really?
That's pretty crazy.
Has anyone else, their first coin been like a crazy silver bucket lister? I mean, like your first coin. Now, I'm not saying like you found 12 zinc pennies in your yard and then something. Like your very first coin was 100-year-old silver coin. That's amazing. You're probably ruined at that point because you think like, wow, they're everywhere. Like you're ruined.
Yeah.
I see Steph said her second coin was an 1852 Trime,
wow,
which is even crazier.
Wow.
Oh, I guess so. Somebody in the chat asked, "What's my white whale now?" Since I've been knocking off bucket listers every time we go out, it seems.
Just don't mention any that you found at the Cobb Field that hasn't aired yet.
I won't.
But what is your bucket lister, Rich?
I really would like to find a Trime.
Yeah.
I would really like. And relic-wise, of course, a GW button. But the reason why I think about it so much is because of where we live and the places we hunt.
And what I'll say about Rich is he digs every questionable signal, and that's why he finds so much stuff. And, he's a good detectorist, but it also, age comes into play. Like, Charlie and Doug and myself. We're no spring chickens, like as your knees start to hurt, your back starts to hurt. That signal better sound pretty darn good for me to, Rich, it's nothing. Up, down, 500 holes a day, and it pays off. The guy leaves the fields usually with the most stuff.
I make sure I detect near Lynn. She helps me get up.
I like Charlie's technique too, where usually every trip he goes back to the truck and takes an hour nap.
Yeah.
I got to start doing that.
I might leave with the most stuff, but that includes trash. I dig the more trash too.
Granted, and I don't put trash in my videos. I haven't really figured out a way to make it interesting, but I by no means am saying we don't dig trash. I mean, we could fill up pickup trucks full of garbage. But for video purposes, you're kind of trying to show highlights and garbage doesn't, that doesn't make the cut. I got to cut out good finds because the videos are so long.
Maybe sometime at the end of the day, we'll all dump out our garbage and you could show people the pile just from that day or something.
I thought about it, but the problem is usually we hunt until dark, so you can't see.
It's not.
I always have a plan like, hey guys, before we leave, let's just line everything up so I can get a photo of it. But it's dark, and we park sometimes 20 minutes from where, the hunting grounds are 20 minutes from the car. By the time we get back, we all got the Perons on just trying to light the way to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I can say that one thing about up my way, the farmers where we detect on their farms, they like when we take the trash out with us, of course, especially the aluminum cans that are all over the fields.
Yeah. Well, they do. They'll hit that with the tractors, and you could really cause a lot of damage. So,
Well, it goes into the equipment. The aluminum, they have magnets on the machinery to get the iron, but the aluminum goes through the machinery. It goes into the baler, goes into the choppers, and that gets shredded up, the aluminum cans. So they're happy when we take the aluminum cans out with us.
yeah, I know. Over the years, we've actually used that to help get permissions that we were struggling with getting. You can usually tell within the first 10 minutes if you think you're going to get it. And if you don't, well, now you start digging into the bag of the tricks, to try to entice the person. And we'll clean up the field as we go. I remember using that a couple times.
Right.
I don't remember if it was effective.
Right.
But when you got nothing to lose, you just kind of throw things at the wall and hope it sticks. All right, let's see what else we got, Charlie. I got a whole bunch of these. I don't know how long they're going to be. And we got a couple games to play and things like that. Let me see. This is a funny one.
Okay.
This was from Thigh 66. Says, Jason, the phallic symbol on the coin is a rabbit's foot, you nut. Now, listen, keep the chat, PG, please. But let's take a look at this good luck token that Charlie found. Now, the top left corner, if you can see the mouse, clearly 4-leaf clover. To the right, clearly a horseshoe. The bottom left, clearly a wishbone. And then to the bottom right, come on, Charlie. When it was dirty, are you thinking rabbit's foot or are you thinking what I was thinking? We're not going to say what it was. But, and that was a remarkable find. I didn't get a picture of the front. It was a Wanamaker's token, and this was like $half size that Charlie got. I think it was your first dig of the day. And the front said Wanamaker's and Brown, which was the original name of John Wanamaker with his partner. So this token goes back like 1880s or so. I just find things like that, really fascinating. Wanamaker's, they might still be around. If they're not, they closed within the last decade or so. Lynn, do you know if Wanamaker's is open?
It is not.
It's not. All
At
right.
least not around here.
Well, Wanamaker's was like a Macy's, like a local Philadelphia region Macy's, high-end clothing and stuff.
Very well known at one time. Very well known.
Big one. So thanks for the comment, 566. Let's see what else we got.
That last really nice military two-piece I found with it said John Wanamaker on the back.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Yeah.
That he must have ordered those buttons for the clothing line at the store.
Well, no, he was making them. He was doing that before he even did the store.
Oh, he was making the clothing for the military before he opened the store.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
That's when he joined with Brown.
If you would have told me that, I would have incorporated that into these clips.
I found out afterwards.
Will County Mark, thank you for the sticker. That big 1 on the side, I'm guessing that's number 1, probably for Rich because he finds the most stuff.
I was going to say Charlie.
Oh, okay. PA Relic Hunter is here. Amanda Thomas, Lauren Windell, Rick Pettinger, Rush Harrison. How many people are in the thing, Rich? I can't see it.
We're up to 574 now.
574 spending their Thursday with us. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
73. Someone who was that?
Great. Thanks a lot. Rick Pittenger scared one off. I'm gonna get Rick. Thanks for being here, brother. I'm hoping that they'll get better and better as I go. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm winging it, but like anything else, I like to throw myself to the lions and then get better because that's just how I operate. Team Lynch, I just saw too. Good people there, Team Lynch. The next one's up on the screen, Rich, from Dalton 6157. What you called puffballs on your coin are thistles.
Right.
Now, Rich, I'm not ashamed to say, even though I've heard the word, I don't really know what a thistle is.
A thistle?
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. Like if you showed me 4 flowers and said, pick out the thistle, I would just have a blank stare on my face. Can you explain what a thistle is?
Yes.
Well,
It's a
there
plant.
are different thistles,
Right.
but they usually grow a couple feet tall. They have a purple or blue flower, and they have spikes. You don't want to touch them or step on them.
Oh, spikes that like maybe animals don't try to eat them.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The best place to find them is in a pasture where cows are. Cows don't eat them.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've probably seen hundreds of them, but just had no idea it was called a thistle.
But they're pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty
And
flowers.
Purple. They're called purple thistles.
Oh, they
What's
so they
so-
flower.
Yeah.
What's funny is I'm so familiar with them from farming, and as is Charlie. But on that coin, it's still, to me, that still looks more like a dandelion than it does a thistle. Because
Well, I
it's just a
pulled this
different-
comment.
Yeah, it's different shape, but
I pulled this comment from Dalton, but I probably had
right.
maybe 25 comments, all from UK people confirming it was this. Oh, Team Lynch sent me $19.99. Thank you. I could buy one of those My Pillows. Thank you, Team Lynch. And they do a lot of live streams also. So make sure you check out the Team Lynch metal teching channel.
Yeah, I know it is a thistle. It just doesn't look like it to me, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
But the coin was cool. I mean, to find that in America, you know, probably brought back from a World War II soldier, because we don't get a lot of 1940s European coins over here. And I just love the weird, I don't even know how many sides it is. I didn't count it, maybe 12 sides or so. When I saw it in the ground, I thought it was going to be a token. So just thought that was pretty cool. And I think I have one more comment that I put in for the threpet, this coin. Yeah, there it is. Another one for the same coin, Andrew Horner. Don't know if you'll see the message, but in the UK, we call them threepence, not threepence. So I guess the British vernacular, they called that a threepence.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Rich?
I've heard that word before.
Dan Tereska. Thank you, Dan. Been watching your videos for years. I learned a lot from your videos. Thanks, man.
I believe that they use that term in Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
A threepence?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so too.
That's
Well, I
where
didn't know
learned
that.
it.
But whenever we find a British coin, I always get a lot of the British diggers that'll chime in with extra tidbits of information, because I don't know a lot about the foreign coins. So that was pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Doug's ring. This was from Jay Hensey 2012. It says the Hercules Ring of Power from the old 1960s kiddie cartoon show.
That's
Now,
really cool.
I scoured the interweb, Rich, to try to find a Hercules ring that looked like Doug's. I wasn't able to find it. This is the closest one. And if you can see the H on the ring, the font is not quite the same.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that was a Hercules ring. Maybe I just couldn't find the right one, but I don't know what it was. It was some sort of a costume kids ring. Just thought it was interesting. I had several people say Hercules ring. I just couldn't confirm that.
Yeah.
So interesting there. Bells is here. Bells in the chat. Doug and I met Bells in I forget where we were, Oklahoma or Arkansas or somewhere. She was super cool. So hello, Bells. I'm glad you made it. I think she likes Doug more than me, but that's okay. All right, here's some Clam Soup says, happy birthday, Doug. Didn't you get banned from the water bottle when Rich joined the crew? Yes, he did. When Rich joined, Doug got fired from using the squirt bottle.
I have so much fun when you put that in videos, though. It's so much fun to watch.
I'm not sure if it's because Doug holds the bottle sideways. If the bottle is just old. See, Doug's squirt bottle, a fan made for him, a young boy in Oklahoma, Charlie, you were there.
Yeah.
And I forget his name. I'm sorry. So because that was made for him, he's been using that same squirt bottle. And after a while using a little squirt bottle, it just gets clogged. It doesn't work. So when Doug's spraying, not only does he always miss the coin because he never wears his glasses, so he's hitting like down here on my wrist and the coin's up here, but only like 2 dribbles pop out, and I'm like trying to film it, and it takes like an hour. So yeah, you're right, Clam Soup. Doug is fired from the water bottle. And then the next line says, I thought was funny. Speaking of Rich, that's a pretty nice gift you got him for Doug's birthday.
That was funny. I saw that.
It was Doug's birthday, and Rich got the new AccuPoint Pinpointer. Now, Doug got one maybe a month earlier, so it's not like Doug didn't get one. But sometimes the new equipment trickles in, and not everybody gets them at the same time. So Rich's came in. Charlie got his Legend months after we got ours. Sometimes it trickles in. Nothing I can do. It just happened to come on Doug's birthday.
Right. We got a good question here from Dan Decker.
Okay.
It says, Lynn,
Oh,
what is your favorite find that the guys have found?
can I pick more than one?
Put you on the spot here. Yeah, pick more than one.
Yeah. Oh, hands down. The Cobbs, the GW button.
Yeah.
Several of the other early buttons. With me, the older the better, pretty much. And I think Charlie's going to top them all from lately.
Yeah, Charlie, again, we got to be careful with the waters we walk on, because I hate to give spoilers out. But Lynn, you weren't even there when I found the GW button.
No.
In fact, Rich wasn't even there. He had left like
there.
20 minutes before that, and I called him on the car. And you were only there, from my recollection, when Rich found his Cobb. I think when me, Matt, and Doug found ours, I don't think you were there that day.
No.
Right.
So that was the day that I was digging holes for Doug. That found his. So I didn't even really witness it come out of the ground.
And Rich had, the day Rich dug his Cobb, I believe he had another half real also that I remember was in terrible, terrible shape.
Yeah.
I did. That was a crazy day. We almost didn't identify it.
That's how the field's been since day one. Thank you for the question.
I wasn't there with you. I saw it.
Well, you're making up for it now, Charlie.
Oh,
So-
sure.
Someone says, Jason, was your GW under Charlie's car?
That's going to be our new good luck thing. Whenever we get a new spot, I'm going to say, Charlie, can you park in the field? And then, later on, move your car, because it'll instantly make it, like a wishing well.
You'll all be scrambling to get there.
I think there was one more funny thing I had for this. I don't remember. Let me see. I think I made each picture a few seconds. Oh, yeah. On the mark said, it's Doug's birthday, and all he got was to smell the box Rich's Pinpointer came in. In the video, if you watch it, Doug clearly like takes a sniff. Maybe it has like that new car smell, like when you
I'll
open the
admit,
box.
I do that too. If I open a box or cards playing, stuff like that, I always smell it.
Trying to get a whiff of that fresh shirt or whatever.
Or
I don't know what it is. It's nostalgic, I think, is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. Anyone else coming in? Oh, the Toe Jam. That's a cool name. Digger de Gaz I got earlier. I know Amanda. W8 Jess Radio. Thank you. Digging up the Carolinas. I think I have a clip from a comment from them coming up, so I'm going to jump back to it. But thank you everyone for showing up.
Tyler Yasko's in from the Copper Poppers.
Yeah, I thought I saw Tyler earlier. Awesome guy. Thank you, Tyler.
We have a quick question
Oh,
here.
go ahead,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know. I don't know the answer to it. Do you know, Jason, if the AccuPoint will sync to the Deus too?
Well, the AccuPoint syncs to headphones. It doesn't sync to a detector. So the AccuPoint will sync to any Bluetooth headphones, but you do want to have low latency Bluetooth headphones. You don't want to have lag, because even a tenth of a second lag is going to mess you up swinging, knowing where your target is. So yeah, you can use the AccuPoint for any Bluetooth headphones, and it'll work just fine. But, it's not like the AccuPoint is synced up to the metal detector. It's only synced up to the headphones. So when if you're using the Legend, the Legend is hooked up to your headphones. When you turn on the AccuPoint, it overrides the Legend, severs that connection. The AccuPoint takes over. And then when you turn the AccuPoint off, the Legend reestablishes the connection to the headphones, instantaneously, but that's how it works. So yeah, the AccuPoint is totally independent of the Legend detector. Awesome question from, who was it?
Oh, geez, I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay.
But Robert.
Oh, I happened to glance over. Robert Dunn, $10, and he has a Plug Master Ford.
Yeah, hello.
Learn how to detect you rookies. Plugmaster, super good friend of mine. Hasn't been putting out detecting videos lately, but one of my favorite people, maybe in the whole wide world, Charlie. But real fast, Plugmaster, Robert Dunn had a question. Have you ever found anything that's now in a museum? I have a few pieces, but I know Charlie has a really cool one because the museum contacted us. And if you want to tell that story, Charlie.
I have to figure out which cowboy was that.
It was. I'm telling your story. It was Roy.
No, not Roy.
No.
Not Roy Rogers.
Will Rogers.
Who's the other?
Will Rogers.
Will, yeah, Will.
He was a politician and cowboy back in what 20s and 30s. Well, I actually found a cowboy hat, a metal cowboy hat with his name on it. And I guess in your video, someone saw it in your video, this cowboy hat made out of brass or whatever it was, brass or copper. And they reached out to you, right, Jason?
Yeah, the museum, apparently in Oklahoma, I think it is.
Yes.
There is a national Will Rogers museum. And the museum curator reached out to me and said, well, we've never seen that Will Rogers hat before. Would you be willing to donate it to the museum? And, it would have your name on there or whatever. And I replied back and said, well, it wasn't me that found it, but my buddy Charlie found it. I'll forward this to you and, you could ask him. And Charlie was nice enough to send it to him. So if you visit the Will Rogers Museum, it hopefully is on display and hopefully will say Charlie the Heritage Relic Hunter or something along those lines.
Right. Yeah. That's where it's at. He texted me and he told me it's in there now. It's in the museum. Yeah.
So if you're ever in Oklahoma, make sure you guys check out the Will Rogers National Museum. Let's keep this ball rolling. Let's see. This is a really long one. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is from David Basonic. I thought it was interesting. If you look at this dime, Rich, do you see this little cutout groove here?
Where?
In the center of your dime,
in the
there's
center
like
of
a half circle.
Yeah.
Now, this guy messaged me, and I'm going to paraphrase. He said that he's found several dimes over the years that had that exact same cutout groove in the center. So he did some detective work to try to figure out what it was. And I'm going to show you a picture. Back in the 20s, banks would use this to stack their dimes. So you'd stack it in this throat up here, it would fall down, and then you would twist this screw so they wouldn't like jingle all around. And the underside of this screw would hit that top dime and leave this impression in the dime.
Okay.
I thought it was really interesting. I don't recall if I've ever found a dime with that marking, but I love weird facts like that. So everyone in the chat, if you guys ever find a dime that has a circle or a half circle like in this photo, it's likely that a bank put it in these little things and twisted that screw down and made that little circle. I thought it was interesting.
I don't suppose that makes it worth more, does it?
No, but you know what it does is as a detectorist, personally, I mean, we all love finding old coins, no doubt about it. Yeah. But old coins don't really have a story. They're not really personal. They're cool for what it is, and it's cool because it has a date and everyone can relate. But they're not cool as far as there's no story attached to it. So when you find a coin that there's something unique or a story to, like if it was hold or worked or counter stamped, or in this case, just an innocent mark that now kind of it makes that coin almost like a coin and a relic because there's a story to it. That's what I like about it.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
I just read something a couple days ago about, I think it's a 1894 S Barber that is worth like $1 gazillion. There's only like 2 known to exist. Have you ever heard that?
I don't know it offhand. Maybe Steph would know. due to contrary belief, I'm not really a coin guy. I only know what I know about coins from finding them. I don't have all the key dates memorized from all the different coins. The newer ones maybe, or ones that we've found over the years, I'd look it up and then I'd remember. I know from my perspective is any coin we find from the 1800s or earlier, if I see a mint mark on it, I'm going to assume that it's probably scarcer than a Philadelphia.
Right. There was more to the story, but there was only very few made. I mean, I'm talking like a few. And
well, here's Steph's commenting and said, 1 year Barber Dime had like 6 minted, possibly one, and each were given to the daughter of someone from
that
the
was
mint.
it. That was it.
I told you, Steph's good.
Yeah, thanks, Steph.
Steph is an ID expert,
Yep.
and she give her a lot of credit. She probably knew that offhand, where I got to Google that kind of stuff.
So 1894S, is that the right date, Steph?
That's what Tyler Yosko said the same thing. 1894S.
Yeah. So anyway, you need to find one.
I'm going to get on. All right, let me go then, guys. All right, let's see what else we got here. But thank you for the confirmation on the coin, Steph and Tyler. Let's see what else we got.
Only 24 were minted.
What's up?
Only 24 were minted.
24. Okay.
Wow.
Rich's coin here. We didn't really know what this was. Anton Schultz 9150 said the square coin you found was a 5-cent coin from the Netherlands, minted during, I guess, World War II, and they were zinc, which is why they don't hold up well. Now, we did Google it in the field and figure that out. I just didn't update the clip because, sometimes you got to keep the clip shorter. But what was interesting is, I already showed the 12-sided coin I found that was from World War II. Rich found this one. Some of the clips that I had to cut out of the video for length, Charlie had found also like 2 Netherlands coins. There was a whole lot of coins from the Netherlands in that yard, and I don't know why. So I don't know, I just thought that was interesting, and it was a nice square coin, and it was really junky looking, but if it was made of zinc, there you go. Again, thanks to, I'm guessing Anton is from overseas because they always help out with all those coins that we don't know a whole lot about. Let me see what else we got. I got a bunch of these, and I figure we would talk about them a lot. I got a little clip with this one, Rich. So you're going to have to put your speakers on. It's only about 10 seconds or so. But Digging the Carolinas 9870, who's in the chat, said, was the dirt clod on the walker really that heavy? You grunted like it weighed a lot. Let's hear the clip, and then
That's what should have happened right across over there.
look at that, Rich.
Ooh, that is beautiful.
Let me see if I can get a date.
Doug,
Uh,
I'm proud of you.
So I don't know if it was heavy, but digging up the Carolinas, the struggle is real out there. You know what I mean? The struggle is real.
Well, he's doing it with one hand. I think that's what the grunt was.
It's one hand, and I'm trying to keep it in the frame. As a YouTube guy, I guess, whatever I am, there's a lot of weird tricks to this to make the videos watchable for people. Like one of the things that I get yelled at a lot, not recently, is I can never see the dates. And you got to keep in mind that I'm looking at everything through like a 1-inch screen. And I tell everybody, like, if you're filming something and looking at it through a screen, just like a boxing commentator, they're looking at the monitor. Even though the ring is right there, they look at the monitor because they only want to commentate on what the home viewer is seeing, and they're only seeing the monitor. So I only look through the screen. So everything is teeny, teeny, tiny. And a good tip for anybody out there who's going to make videos, even though that camera is blocking your vision and you can't see, the second you try to look to the side, I guarantee your camera is going to shoot off to the side and you're going to be filming your shoe for 30 seconds, and no one wants to see your shoe even if you got, Air Jordans on. So, part of the thing is I'm grunting because I can't see. I'm trying to keep it in the frame. I'm trying to keep the exposure together. There's a lot of goofy stuff going on to make it watchable, for the end user. And I do have a photo of Doug's walker because, man, Doug finds more walkers than any of us. I mean, he must get a couple a year. I don't know how he manages to step in so much walker duty because, the guy just finds them over and over. And this one even had a mint mark on it, which I thought was pretty cool.
He worked hard to get that coin.
Yeah, that was a live dig, but I had to cut the clip up because even though I recorded the whole live dig, it was like 12 minutes and I can't put up a 12-minute clip, so, live digs are cool. They're fun. People like all that. But at the same time, I don't want to bore people with 12 minutes of nothingness. So you got to kind of keep it moving. Yeah. So I try to cut it up to the appropriate places. Live digs are tough. Unless you dig a perfect plug, flip it, and it's sitting there. Most live digs, I got to cut them up because I don't want to bore people. And it's
you
tough.
Think about your battery a little bit too while we're out there.
Well, the battery, now I carry all the battery packs around, but still, like, I couldn't put up a 12-minute live dig, and unfortunately Doug hit some roots and which slowed us down, and it is what it is.
There was a signal nearby the same VDI, and we gave up on it because it was under roots. It could be another one there.
Oh,
you gave
Charlie,
up on it at that house?
Yeah, Rich. I think.
I remember one. Yeah, I do remember one that Rich gave up on.
I tried. I gave up on. It was the same.
It was. No. I don't normally give up on something, but I did, and then Charlie did also.
It was probably a mason jar full of gold coins. No big deal.
Yeah.
I'll go back this weekend and get that for you. Let me see what I got next. Karen Kasupski, who's in the chat, KK Karen, our good friend. Rich's pin that he found is on the left, apparently a Scottish Terrier. My pin that I found last year is on the right, which is apparently an Airedale, which I'm guessing is in the Terrier family. And I put this up there, Rich, because, Rich always finds the most stuff. He's young. He's doesn't have to film everything. He's good with the machine. But once in a while, if I think I got something better than him, I got to try to get my accolades. So in the chat, everybody, who's got the coolest dog pin? Rich is on the left or me on the right? You won't hurt my feelings. Who's got the best dog pin?
I would have cleaned mine
it's
better.
Not cleaned up.
I purposely put a dirty picture in to give you an advantage.
Yeah, of course you did.
Oh.
The guy who makes the videos, Rich, can kind of sway the odds in his favor. Let me see who I got. Circuit Breaker, right. Greg Bell, right. Thigh 66, Jason. Denise Cannon, Rich. Delaware County Diggers, Jason. I'm seeing a lot of Riches come in. Or it might be 50-50, Rich.
I'm gonna call it 50-50. It might be 50-50. Hard to tell.
Rich always gets the better of me. If I see an in where I can kind of look like roses, I got to take advantage. But looks like I might have fell through.
That double live dig from a couple weeks ago, Jason, or maybe even longer now, where we both found cans, but then
I gave you 2 holes to my one. Yeah, we did a double live dig, Charlie. You were there, I think, Charlie. We did a double live dig, meaning we both found a signal at the same time, so I filmed them both. Yeah. Rich had 2 signals, so I said, I'll give you 2 to my 1. Rich's first signal was a can, mine was a can, and then Rich's second signal, silver quarter. Go figure. So
I wish I dug the silver first, though. That would
that would have blew me away. Let me see what else we got from this week. There were so many cool things found at this house. Oh, my button here. This is from Rachel Thompson. The hunting buttons brand name is Tally Ho, from a jacket imported in England, 19th century maybe. But my question is, and I still don't know, when I saw that my gut said that's a fox. And Doug was like pretty confident that it was a coyote. And Rich, I don't know which one you said because I kind of heard both come out of your mouth. So again, I need help from the chat. Is that a fox? Is it a coyote, or is it something totally different? What do you think, Charlie?
Fox. During that period of time, coyotes were not found in the East Coast at all.
Yeah,
Really?
now
They
they're
weren't even
everywhere.
on the East Coast?
No.
Well,
Not-
keep in mind, if Rachel
no, but-
Thompson is right, and this was from a jacket imported from England,
It would be a fox.
yeah, it's still a fox.
Yeah.
I
I'm
agree.
looking through the chat.
That's saying fox also.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying fox, except for
It was-
Teresa, the treasure hunter, said panther. Hey, I'll take that. That's pretty cool.
People like
The
Charlie
cooler
said
the animal, then
recently,
the cooler it makes me. So it looks like I might chalk one up for me and not for Doug this week, but I'm not sure. Aiken Head, good buddy, is in the chat. We bumped into him down in North Carolina. Nice dude. Dropped and Forgotten is here. He says fox. Doug Baden Hop says right. Maybe that's from the dog one. I'm not sure. But who's on the
Yeah.
right? It was me. Whatever.
someone says squirrel.
Could be. John, a bunch of numbers said Chopper-Cabra. I don't know.
No,
But I love those hunting
Think
buttons.
about all the artwork from that time where people would go on, usually rich people, but they'd go on these fox hunts and they'd be on their horses, and you'd see it's usually a bunch of guys on horses dressed real nice, and then you'll see like a fox running off in the distance. You know.
Well, I love those old hunting buttons. They're really cool. And we've found a lot of them over the years, but I've never seen that one before. So pretty cool. Let me see what we get here. Try to get through these. We can do the first giveaway game. Oh, Rich. This one, like I said earlier, how a coin doesn't have personality, but sometimes they do. This is one of the ones that does.
Was so cool.
This is from You're Digging It Metal Detecting, Brian. So many great finds. Awesome permission. The Canadian coin that was altered with the scalloped edge was wicked cool, Jason. And a funny thing about it too, before I show the other side, in the comments, I had like 5 or 6 people, including Steph Diggs, my good friend, who all said, "Man, that was an awesome coin. Congratulations, Rich." Come on, give me my just due. I get one good thing a day, and Rich still gets the credit for it.
I don't
So
know.
there's Steph. She's probably apologizing. Yeah, she's apologizing now. That's okay, Steph. I still love you. But look at the front side. Super cool. Oh, I did a live reveal here. I'm going to pause it in a second, I think. Right. Bang. Look at that. Now, someone said, I'm going to play this through because another comment I have here. Full Metal Digger. Great finds, Jason. Your altered Canadian token might have been a pastry jigger. I've seen that on other coppers, and I think I put a picture of the pastry jigger. Yeah, there it is. And, in the video, I had said it looks like it was from a pie. And this is kind of what I meant because my mouth moves faster than my brain. So, Rich, do you think they were trying to work it into this pastry jigger and just didn't finish it and then drill the hole?
That edge, not so much on the back, but on that front, it does very much remind you of that.
Yeah.
And my mom, there's several of those in the house right now, and that's immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, it could be an unfinished one.
Maybe they meant to put a hole in that
Right.
in the center, and
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought maybe it just wasn't finished or whatnot. And look, as cool as that coin is, if I had just found the coin, I mean, still cool, but finding it, they worked on it. I picture a guy, in his barn for hours working that coin, because there's no store around to go buy if it was a pastry jigger. There's no Walmart around the corner. There's no telephones to call anybody. There's no cars to drive there. Like, it just puts you in that mindset, and that's what makes it super cool. All right, let me see what else I got. I don't know how many more of these I have. Oh, Charlie's ring. This was another super cool one, kind of like the Hercules kids ring Doug found in the front yard. Charlie finds this Ted Williams baseball ring in the backyard. The comment was from Swamp Fizz, nice Ted Williams memorabilia. And then he goes on to talk about your collar disc, which we'll get to. But I think I have a picture of this ring with a side-by-side. Yeah, there it is. So this is Charlie's ring. And when it was issued, it was a mail away from, was it Kellogg's, Charlie?
Nabisco.
Nabisco. Yeah, Lynn's right. Nabisco.
Nabisco.
And you can see the hole in the top of Charlie's. That hole would have held on to this little peg. It was Ted Williams, famous Hall of Fame baseball player. How awesome if you found a little plastic figure in the hole, with the ring.
I was looking for it, but being plastic, it was tough. It was muddy and everything that day.
Yeah.
That's the last. I mean, we look up a ring. That's the last thing I was expecting. Was there to be a 1-inch plastic figure?
I know.
Ring.
And the ball, you can see it in this picture. The ball, on that metal stand. I mean, unlike the real Ted Williams, with this swing with the ball up that high, he clearly missed it. That was a strike.
Yep, swung right under it.
And Ted Williams did not miss a lot of balls.
No.
So that was an awesome find, Charlie. Even though it was
cool.
A costume ring, a kid's ring, no monetary value as far as the precious metal goes. Come on. I mean, that is super cool. Maybe we'll get a call from the Ted Williams Museum, and they're going to want that too. Charlie gives all his finds up to the museums. Thank you for the comment, Swamp Fizz, if I called you Fuzz. Teresa, the treasure hunter, cool Ted Williams ring and the collar disc. I wanted to put that in. Charlie also found this collar disc that I thought was muskets, but I wasn't sure. Charlie, with a nice still image, are they muskets or are they rifles?
They are colonial era rifles, flintlock rifle. They had rifling inside. Back in the day, the early flintlocks from PA and our area, they were rifled flintlocks.
What year did they have rifling on those flintlocks?
Daniel Boone, during the Daniel Boone era.
You're talking 1700s. There was rifling.
Our rifles, were made here in PA, and they were they call them Kentucky rifles, but actually they are Pennsylvania rifles. They were rifles.
Oh, I didn't know that we had rifling.
Yes,
until later.
And the British during the war, the British were smoothbore guns. They were smooth, but our guns were rifled.
Okay, I didn't know. In my mind, rifling didn't come till later. But you, I know you're much better.
Maybe someone in the chat can reinforce that. But the Kentucky rifles were actually the Pennsylvania-made rifles. But they went to Kentucky because of Daniel Boone, who was born here, by the way.
I mean, almost in your backyard.
Backyard, yeah.
All right, let me see what else we got. But awesome find there, collar disc. We don't get many of them, maybe 1 or 2 a year. So nice find from Charlie. Military piece. Let me see what else we got.
It's hard to tell.
Oh, this was funny.
It's clad. It's no good.
It's a year and a half old.
No it's way. So shiny. 2021. Charlie, of all the years I've known you, that's the newest coin you've ever found. Congratulations.
I put that in. Russword 5590 said it's a year and a half old, then exit stage left from Rich. I thought it was really funny. And granted, Charlie, that coin fooled me. It fooled Rich, all of us. And I didn't put a picture of it up because it was a clad dime, but one side super shiny, the other side pretty dirty. Turns out that dime was only a year and a half old in a yard where we found so much old stuff.
And the guys always call me over because I have the best eyes still out of anybody on the team, I guess. And I wear contacts, so really I don't have the best eyes, but I guess they're still a little bit better than everybody else's.
I was so disappointed.
You had a good day regardless, but that coin was. But look at that smile on Charlie's face. Eeks. So pretty fun. Russword 5590. Thank you.
You're so shiny, though.
Let me see. Oh, and then Danny Bell 926 said, "Rich tour y'all a new one." I guess he means the 3 coppers with his braided hair here. his King George here, and then his beautiful drape bust large cent. Rich, 3 U.S. coppers from the yard. So yeah, Rich always finds the best stuff.
Yeah.
Let me remove that. So those are the comments that I thought were interesting, funny, and things like that. And we're going to try to queue up the first game. What do you think of that, Lynn?
Go for it.
All right, let me bring it up. Let me bring it up on the other screen so I don't ruin anything here. All right, let me bring this up. Now, everyone in the chat, you're going to play along on this game. The first person with the answer is going to win. And before I do the game, I do want to say that this game was sponsored and a prize being donated by our good buddy Eric, who owns and maintains the Ultimate Finds Box website. He makes these finds boxes that we all use. I absolutely love them. I have the, is mine yellow or green, Rich? You know I'm colorblind.
It's green. You and I have the same one.
All right,
Green
it
and
looks
black.
yellow to me, but it could be green. They're available in all different colors. I'm just going to fly through a few slides I put up. He also has the coin cleaning vise, which I use all the time, so coins don't slip out of your hands. He makes the grips, the coil stiffeners, the new shovel prop thing, which I don't even have yet. That thing is super cool. The bumper covers, all different colors. Like I said, a little design. You can see some of the colors his finds box comes in. He also makes the large cent tier display, which Rich would apparently fill up in an hour. But most people, might take him a few trips.
I'd say as a group lately, we'd need one of those for every time we go out.
Oh, yeah. No, we might need 2 each time we go out. So yeah, Eric was nice enough where he is donating. Let me bring it up. You can pick out to the winner an Ultimate Finds box, color of your choice, as well as a $25 gift certificate to the Ultimate Finds box website. And even if you don't win, he texted me right before the show, so I don't have it queued up in a nice, easy to read thing. But if the moderators can type it in, if you go to the Ultimate Finds box website and use discount code UFB 2024, 15% off anybody. That way he makes everybody a winner. So thank you to Eric for that. Very generous. So here is the game. Are you ready? I'm going to have to pause this because it comes up kind of sneaky. Let me play through. This part was hard to do to try to keep the pace going. All right. So I'm calling the game Guess Lynn's Thing. Because I couldn't come up with. We had the game down. I didn't really have a name.
Real quick, look at Doug. Look at Doug.
I know. Rich, who do you think chose that picture?
Oh, I know.
So I'm calling the game Guess Lynn's Thing. Now, if you guys saw the video we went through Lynn's house when we first met them, Lynn has an incredible collection of antiques going back 1600s. Amazing house. If you didn't see that video, it's one of the few times I say, man, you guys got to go back and watch that video. But we're going to show a different thing from Lynn's house each week. And the first person that can guess what it is going to win the prize of the Ultimate Finds box, color of your choice, and the $25 gift card, courtesy of the Ultimate Finds box. So even though Lynn has it in her hand, I'm going to play the clip. I have a nice close-up because, in a live stream, things shake around. So you can see the clip and see it in Lynn's hand. Everyone watch the chat. When I say everyone, Rich and Charlie. First person that guesses it right wins. Good luck, everybody. There it is. I'm going to kind of be quiet. Not the spoon. The spoon is only
not the spoon
is only for size.
And the spoon, that is actually a very large tablespoon. That's not a teaspoon. So that's a big spoon to begin with.
I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I see one that's close.
Oh my God. It's going real quick.
Oh.
Hold on.
My gosh.
What are they guessing?
Well,
What is that?
so
that's for the next game.
Oh,
Let me remove that.
okay. You want-
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Jason, are we looking for the exact term?
Well, that's what I was going to say, Rich. You tell me, because I saw a couple that were pretty darn close.
I saw a silver assassin had. Can I say it?
Go ahead. I have to verify who the first one that got it was, and I'm gonna have to go back. I might not even know right now. But
Silver.
Rich, Lynn, go ahead and tell them what it was.
Well, do you want to see the real thing here, or
Sure.
okay? I don't know whether you can see it or not. Wait a minute.
Let me bring you up a bigger screen if I can.
Silver.
I don't want my face. All right. Well, there we go, Lynn.
Wait a minute. I can't get it in there. There we go. That's the real thing. You can sort of see how big it is.
Let them off the hook, Lynn. What is it?
Okay, this is a fish broiler. It's from the 1700s. It was used in the big walk-in fireplaces for cooking a slice of fish over the coals. The juice would fall through, and I guess it would get nice and brown. But anyway, it's hand wrought iron. The holes are all hand punched in it, and this one is actually kind of a fancy one. If you actually look them up, you'll see pictures online, and they mostly don't have these little curly Q things on the top. So this is
I'm going to bring it up again, Lynn, only because it's super cool. Well, let me put us over to the side. Whoops, not like that. I'm new at this. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, these little hooks down here. Yours was the only one I've seen that had that.
right.
Now, Lynn, let me ask you. I hate to put you on the spot. The first comment I see that was the closest, it had the word fish in the comment.
Oh,
I'm not going to say the person's name in case you say not good enough. Said fish flipper. Is that good enough or not close enough?
Before that, Jason, before that, there's fish cooker.
oh.
There's what?
Fish cooker before that.
Oh, I don't see fish
Before-
cooker on mine.
And before that, there was
Scroll
fish.
up. Scroll up
fish
past
fry
the
pan.
slow mode on.
Yeah, the first one I see says fish fish flipper.
Well, I don't know that you flipped it.
I don't know if you
But-
flipped it either.
How about
Yeah, I
fish
think-
fry pan?
All right, then the next one I see is fish cooker. Is that good enough, Lynn?
Yes, I would say yes.
All right, well, I see one that says fish cooker. Rich, who do you see that has fish cooker as their first guess?
That was silver assassin metal
Yeah.
detecting.
All right,
Yeah.
let me see if I see that one because
That's who I saw. I also saw the same person.
oh, I see it. It says fish
Silver.
fry pan.
Yes.
All right, is that our winner?
It looks to me like that's the first one that said fish. Yeah. that
All right,
said-
Lynn, that suffices for you. Fish fry pan.
I think that's pretty close.
All right, congratulations, silver assassin metal detecting fish fry pan. Let me see if I can bring the live chat back up now. You
Yep.
can send me a message. Any of the moderators, whatever you got to do. Heck, you could even message Ultimate Finds Box, who I think is in the chat, Eric. But congratulations, silver assassin metal detecting. I'm seeing a lot of me coming up roses. He just commented.
I agree.
You're the winner, my friend. Congratulations. That finds box is awesome, and I do love the coin vice. So many coins I'm washing in the sink, and the coin slips out of my hand, but not when you got the coin vice. But you pick. He's got some wicked cool stuff. All right. Oh, before I go on, Rich, I have another game we're going to play, but shameless plug for someone else. Did you guys happen to see Brad's Grave of Gold thing?
Yeah. It was pretty cool, I thought.
I really liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
I was texting him when I watched it, after I watched it, because I was confused if it was like a real thing they were doing, or if it was fiction, or maybe a mix of both.
I think nobody knows. I think
Well, and I'm not going to give any spoilers out for sure, but if you didn't see it yet, man, I think it's going to be like a 4 or 5 part. I can't even begin to guess how many hours he poured into it, but I would highly recommend checking it out. Green Mountain Metal Detecting is doing a new series called Grave of Gold. And like all Brad stuff, the production value is just through the roof. Super duper cool. So shout out to Brad. All right, I do have another game that this one's going to be a tough one. Let me play with the chat for a little bit, and then we're going to come to it, because this game, I'm going to let everyone calm down a little bit. I do see, I was going to say, I see Rich Van Winkle, in the chat. Jersey Ray Diggs, I see. K in Maine, there we go. K in Maine, Edward G. Cobalt 4. Cobalt 4 says our production value is amazing. Thanks. It's different than what Brad's is, but thank you. Dirty Paws, Detecting. Diana Reed is in there. Plugmaster Ford's still in there. Quick story is, I mean, heck, I've been doing this YouTube thing for what, like 8 or 9 years now. And I've known Jeff Plugmaster Ford for maybe all of them. I flew all the way down to Missouri to hunt with him. He came all the way up here with Missouri Mike hunting with us at Charlie's family farm. And just like Hollywood Joe said, he had a good day there. We went there with Jeff when it was virgin ground, like the very first day shovel hit earth. And man, we really killed it. I mean, they live in Missouri. They don't get a lot of large scents and colonial stuff. Jeff and Mikey pulling out large scents, half scents, shoe buckles, everything under the sun. I mean, Jeff's like 19 feet tall. He's like a shaved Bigfoot. And I've never seen a guy with a smile so big on Jeff's face.
It was a great day. We had a great day there.
Yeah, I think he came for the whole weekend. I think he flew up. I met him at the airport. We drove up to New York, went to dig stock. Then we came back and he hung out for like 3 days. And we hunted in Jersey the first day. And Mikey had 2 or 3 large scents. Then we went to Pennsylvania, where you live. They all found coppers. Absolutely incredible. So Plugmaster Ford. All right, Rich, I'm going to queue up the next game. Now, this one's going to be a weird one. Rich and Lynn, Charlie didn't even know I did this game, but I wanted to have some interesting things prepared. So here we go.
It'll be good. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring this sucker up. All right, so here is the game, guys. Now, you guys got to pay attention on this one. This is a lot of looking. I'm going to play a quick clip. I'm not going to explain the game yet. You just got to watch the clip. Then I'll explain the game. You'll kind of understand when you see it. So everybody get ready. You got Rich, Lynn, Charlie, you're also welcome to play along. And Jersey Ray Diggs, thanks for the $10 super chat ice.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody watch the screen. Watch it through. It'll be about 20 seconds or so, and then I'll explain what it's going to be.
Where is that at?
All right. So obviously you saw a whole bunch of coins flash up on the screen, one after another. What the game's going to be, and this might go over like a bag of rocks, Rick. I don't know. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play it again. There were 16 coins in that clip, 1 second apart. I'm going to play the exact one over again, the same 16. That way you guys can watch it intently, every single coin. Then I'm going to play it one more time, but I added 1 extra coin in there for 17 coins. First person, when I play the second time, that can guess the new coin I added in is going to win. And I didn't want to keep bugging Eric, so I'm going to give them a quarter hoarder hat, which is, you know, the hat that I wear, cheap plug, along with some stickers, and maybe I'll throw in like a silver coin or something like that. So You're going to have to pay attention, guys. You're going to have to know a little bit about coins. You're going to have a memory much better than ours. And then you're going to type it in the chat. Now, I told Rich and Charlie what the coin was going to be so they can kind of watch for it. You guys remember, but don't say it, obviously.
I remember.
All right.
I remember.
All right, everybody ready? I'm going to be quiet so you can hear it. I'm actually going to even remove us so you can only see the coins in full screen. I'm going to play it again. Once I play it again, the first one is just, again, the 16 coins. So it's going to play. There'll be a 5-second break. It's going to play again. The second one coin was added. And I'm going to be staring at the chat. Everybody ready? Here we go. I'm going to bring it up like this, full screen. Good luck, everybody. Now it's going to play again. You're looking for the new coin.
Yeah.
Here it is. Which one was added? All right, there it is. Who can find it? I added. Well, I already see somebody got it. Oh, crap.
Oh my God.
Adrian Tucker.
Oh, crap. All right, I see it.
Tucker.
That's who I think it was.
Aiden or Adrian Tucker?
That's who I think. I'm gonna have Rich confirm, Charlie, because I don't want to say the wrong person.
Wait. Is a V nickel called a victory nickel?
I don't call it a victory nickel. That's a tough one.
Well, no. I mean, if the actual term is, if it's victory nickel, then somebody else got it. But if it's
I've never heard it called victory nickel. It's called a V nickel because it has a Roman numeral 5,
right,
which is V
so
on the
then
back.
yes, it's what you guys said. Adrian
I don't.
Tucker.
Bill Burke is in the chat. He's never heard it called a victory nickel. Steph Diggs, who I respect a lot. You don't have to show who won, Steph, but have you ever heard it referred to as a victory nickel? If Steph says yes, then I'll give it to whoever said victory nickel.
Oh, she said only in the metal detecting community.
Well, no, that was before I even asked her the question.
Oh.
That's not the term. Liberty head nickel. Well, yeah, it's called. So I'm gonna have to unfortunately say no to victory nickel because I've never heard that either.
Yeah, me either.
Wicked Digger says not victory. So, but then Mark Gendon says victory nickel always. He may have said it though. I don't know. Never heard of victory nickel. Never heard of it. I'm sorry, I got it. So who was the first one that said, I'll accept V nickel, I'll accept Liberty head nickel, either of those two?
It was Adrian Tucker, I believe.
Yeah.
Adrian Tucker, Charlie?
The V nickel.
Hollywood Joe is saying Tucker also, one of my moderators confirming it. Bill Burke said he was second. Very honorable, Bill Burke. Wicked Digger says yes, Adrian Tucker. All right, so Adrian Tucker, congratulations. It is a victory if you find a V nickel, but I can't say that that's a winner. Adrian Tucker, email me, my friend, quarterhoarder@yahoo.com, and I will get you your own quarter hoarder hat. And Rich, I'm going to do a cheap plug, which I don't do a whole lot. I'm giving it away because I ordered 100 hats back in November, and I just got them this week because it just took forever. What? So if anybody wants to buy a quarter hoarder hat, they're back in stock after 2 months. they're usually $25, but for the live stream special, I'm going to do $20 free shipping. The first 99, not that 99 people are going to buy them, but cheap plug for the live stream viewers only. Now, what I'm going to do, Rich, is the game like that wasn't stressful enough, that game. I'm doing one extra, which I will also give a quarter hoarder hat for free. Everyone in the chat, get ready. Don't type your answers until you see the end. Now, let's see how everyone's memory is now. I'm going to run those same 17 back where I had the V-nickel, but I pulled one of the other coins out. Let's see if anyone remembers the order, because now one of those coins is missing. First person that types in the coin from this next one wins another hat and some stickers. I hope you remembered back. We're going back 6-7 minutes, Rich. So this is the last one. I'm playing it one more time. Which coin is missing? Ben Harper, don't type in things early. Come on. Ian Aiken, come on.
Are they just guessing?
Yep, they're just guessing.
They're just guessing. Come on, you got to watch it. Here we go. I'm playing it now. Which coin did I pull out? Last one. You might be thinking, thank God. Here we go. I'm going to play it full screen.
Where's that? I didn't even remember it in the video.
All right, there it is. Which one did I pull out? Someone said victory dime. How funny. No.
Wait.
A victory dime. Tiny one.
I see the answer.
You do?
I'm just not sure if it's the first one.
Okay. Oh, I see one also. I see one.
Also, somebody said, even before that, someone said, who is on the coin?
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
Oh, you mean they just put down like
The guy's name.
I would accept that, because if we were digging together and you yelled out, I found blah, 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 I'd know exactly what you meant,
Yes, I
Where
agree.
if you yelled out victory nickel, I'd be like, what? Who, like I wouldn't know. I'd probably guess that's what it was, but that was too vague. If you see someone with the name, I'll accept it, Rich.
I
Well-
saw also.
Yeah. Somebody says Ben Franklin.
It was the Franklin half I pulled out the second time around.
So, in that case, Turd Ferguson is the first person to say Ben Franklin.
I saw that too. Turd Ferguson. I hope that wasn't your birth name, Turd Ferguson. Turd, if you're in the chat, you win, my friend. Shoot me an email. Now, here's what I got to do, though, Rich, which is always kind of awkward. Turd, I need you to put in the chat your zip code in the chat. Because your name is not a real name, I might get emails from 9 different people claiming to be Turd Ferguson, I need your zip code in the chat. That way I can confirm it's you, Mr. Turd. So, Turd, I'm going to keep my eyes out. Put your zip code in the chat and then email me your full mailing address. Again, quarterhoarder@yahoo.com. So I'll keep an eye out for that. Rich, what did you think of the coin game? Because, okay, I got Turd's zip code. So just email me, Turd. Email me, and as long as your mailing address has that zip code, it's going out the door, my friend. Congratulations. Good eyeballs.
I thought that was really fun.
I'm going to try to incorporate. I have a really good game for next week that should be a whole lot of fun. Hopefully people will join in from that. I heard your phone make a buzz and you laughed.
I'm going to give a shout out to my sister, Julia, who's watching,
She's watching
right now, and she just texted Turd Ferguson to us.
That could be his birth name. Hey, I've met people with funny names. There was also a comment in last video. I should have put it in there. The person was like really proud of themselves and said, "Oh, I never realized Rich was Lynn's son. How cool!" But then the next sentence was, "But I did know Rich and Matt were brothers, and they're not brothers." So like,
we're not brothers. Lynn is my mom. But
Lynn is the mom.
Did they not think Lynn was his mom also?
Well,
but we were
I
brothers?
don't know. But I sensed like such pride when she made the connection that you were a son and mother. And then her next sentence, I don't know why she thought you and Matt were brothers. I don't know what the heck that was. Zachary Gates, PA Relic Hunter. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
We saw him last week in the chat too. We met those guys several times. They were the white t-shirt guys, right, Rich?
Yes.
Yeah, I said that story last week. They gave us these white t-shirts, which I just can't wear a white t-shirt when I'm digging it. It's, you know how this with dirt. So what time is it? 8:41. It's been almost an hour and a half. We'll go for like 5 or 10 minutes, just answering some questions in the chat. And then we're going to call it a day because I got to prepare more stuff for next week. You have no idea how stressful it is to try to prepare a show and have things to talk about and pictures and games. And oh my goodness, what did I take on? Dog tag. Doug is in the chat.
Wow.
Doug is away this week. Doug, did you see my intro I made? Rich, did you happen to see the intro?
Yeah, it was great.
I'm going to play it one more time in case anyone came late.
That was funny.
I thought it was really funny. I'm going to play the intro again real quick. Here it comes. Well, that is a nice copper coin, but oh, Doug, do you know what time it is?
45 up.
Who says 45 up, Doug? It's quarter after. I'm not going to do the whole song.
That was great though.
Now, Rich, let me tell you that took 9 takes.
I'm sure it did.
9 takes. Now, Doug, granted, got it for the most part, most of the time. But I just wanted it to have that certain. They only give you a 25-second long intro for this the streaming app, so it had to be, the first time I was like, "What time is it?" And he's like, pulling out like a pocket watch and like he's holding up to the sun. I'm like, come on,
let's do other intros. We should film more different.
Every week I'm going to do one. That's kind of a spoiler.
Every week
because I like things to be fun. I like them to be unpredictable. I already have something I'm going to do with you for an intro. Now I won't see you this weekend because of the snow, but I like goofy. I like things like that. I like things that, like, at least, even if you hate my guts, at least you're going to watch it and be like, wow, the guy's really working hard on this.
Jason.
Yo.
Somebody wants to know if I'm Doug's dad.
Charlie is actually Doug's grandfather.
Charlie.
Now, Charlie, how long is
we're actually brothers from a different mother.
Yeah, and a different father. No, they are not related, but man, they might be. I mean, 2 of the best guys ever. I don't know how long we've been digging with Charlie for now. Maybe like 4 or 5 years. I'm not even sure. 4 years?
4 or 5 years.
Awesome guy, Charlie, and of course Doug.
Appreciate your kindness.
And I told the story before, but since Doug's in the chat, when I first met Doug, I was detecting by myself, still at the YouTube channel, and Doug was messaging me through. Back then, you could message a YouTuber. Now you can't. I don't know why YouTube took it away, but he would message me and saying, "Hey, we should get together. I think you're from the area." And I kept blowing him off because I thought, I don't know. Back then I detected by myself. I didn't realize the level of fun that going with friends would do. He was a stranger, whatever my reasoning was. And then finally I relented and went with him. And you can go back through the archives of the hundreds and hundreds of videos and you'll see the first one. Doug got permission and it looked like the day before we got there, someone buried 19 hand grenades and it was an aluminum can factory. I mean, it was just garbage everywhere. But we still did good. We found good stuff. At least I did. I found silver coins and yada, yada, yada. And anyone out there, if you ever met Doug, you just instantly like the guy. And I think from day one, we've been digging every single weekend ever since. So huge shout out to Doug. I love him like a mother or a brother.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
The 717 detector says we need to do the Brady Bunch intro.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, 717, keep in mind, I only have 25 seconds to do a pre-recorded. It's the limitations of the software. So you got to try to do something that's funny or unique or whatever in only 25 seconds. And the Brady Bunch, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. But I do have some ideas. I just love doing goofy things because it's funny. Marty Vistral, Doug and Jason, hope to see you guys in Iowa this year. I hope so too. I think we probably will. Jay digs history. I never met Doug, but I want to drink beers with him. Awesome guy. Vinny G, 3x speed. I don't know what that means, Vinny G, but I appreciate you being here. Rich, you know what that means?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was trying to read some of the things. Vinny G just said 3x speed. I don't know what that meant.
No, I don't know.
You know what I was going to do? When I did the segment earlier with the comments, I was going to put up some of the nasty comments we get. Now, we're pretty fortunate that I will say that every week, I mean, we might get hundreds and hundreds of comments. Usually there's only a couple that are negative. It's usually someone, no profile picture, just a troll. And I thought it'd be funny to kind of just show it. Now, I know we had one or two this week. And I just thought I'm not even going to give them my oxygen, So I'll just leave it out there. If anyone wants to be funny and put a troll comment in the video, I'm never going to show it in the live stream because I like positivity, Rich.
Yeah, and we can address one. I think though is all the people who say not to rub our coins, and
oh my goodness,
for us we just don't care. We're gonna keep it unless it's worth $1 million. We're gonna keep it.
Rich,
anyway,
I always say
so
I rub them like a genie's going to come out.
Yeah.
I don't care. And what's funny is I got yelled at for this video for Doug's silver half.
Right.
Which literally I never touched it. Like I picked it up, knocked the dirt off. We sprayed it. Some of these people, like as soon as you find a coin, we should drop it immediately. Wrap it in archaeological paper mache. Send it off to the Smithsonian for that wheat penny. Like, come on, bro. You get out there and do it. You could do whatever you want. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all for our collection.
Yeah,
we don't.
I don't care. I don't care what
get
it's
them
worth.
appraised. I mean, it's just we like to collect it.
I get it every week, and I get the same joke. Listen, I'm going to say it right now to anybody out there who thinks if you have the joke of why not just use sandpaper on it, your joke is lame. All right, I'm going to say it right now. Your joke, it's not funny. It's not original. If you leave a comment of why not rub sandpaper on it, you're lame. There we go. I said it, Rich. And I don't like to be negative. I'm just like, come on, at least say something witty. If you say something witty, I appreciate you. I don't care if you like me. Be witty. Stop using the same 3,000-year-old joke that Jesus told Moses. Stop it already.
Well, how about the other one?
Jason, there are some things there's some do's and don'ts with coins. Do not put a wheat penny in lemon juice overnight. You will not,
Did you do that, Charlie?
Will not find it the next morning.
Oh, it totally ate it up. Was it a wheat penny or a zinc penny?
I don't know. It disappeared. I never found out what it was.
I have a feeling it was a zinc penny because it'll eat the zinc. I don't think it would eat up a copper in one day. I've never done it. Look, the Toe Jam said he rubs coins like they owe him money. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And Jeff said I should start playing like a car's tire like screeching when we do it.
That
As a
would be
sound
you
effect.
should, yeah. Or
That's pretty funny.
sandpaper.
Yeah.
This sound of sandpaper.
Yeah, that's pretty
Muddy
good.
Relics asks us, do we have a schedule? As
A
far
schedule for what?
well, I'm sure for metal detecting. Easy answer. We go out every Saturday, year round.
Is it that or your appearance?
Yeah, we usually go every Saturday. Now, once in a while, if it's going to pour rain, we might move it to Sunday. It's very, very rare that we miss a weekend. We're kind of fortunate in where we live. We are, on the East Coast, one of the colonies, a lot of colonial stuff as they see every week, but yet we're not so far north like Staff and Wicked Digger where they get ice and snow. Like normally we get, knock on wood, pretty mild winters the last couple of years. Now, as I say that, they're calling for 6 inches of snow tonight, so we're probably going to get snowed out this Saturday. But normally pretty mild winters. And even though, we're usually pretty good, as a thoughtful YouTuberist or whatever you'd call me, I try to always have 3 or 4 videos in the can. At the moment, I got about 8 or 9. And whenever I get down to like 2 or 3, which has been a while, I'll actually take a few days vacation from work and we'll go out to get that 4 or 5 again. Because I never want to be in that position of week to week, which I've done before. Because when you do this on YouTube for as long as I have, and there's some other people out there, you put this pressure on yourself that you don't want to let people down. And I can't explain why, but sometimes, you might feel like I don't feel like spending 12 hours editing this video, but I would feel like I let everybody down and myself down. So you have to prepare. You got to do something. And that's why I said Brad earlier, he's doing this Grave of Gold series, because Brad, he gets snowed out most of the winter. He can't detect. And maybe he can't get out enough times in the summer to carry him through. So you got to zig and zag and do other things because, you don't want to let your audience down if you can help it. That way you are part of the routine. You don't want to post every week and then you're gone for 4 months and then you come back, because there's so many channels now, they might not find you again. So you want to try to keep that up, do whatever you got to do. And we're just fortunate it doesn't get frozen like they do up north. They really have a difficult time trying to keep up a year-round schedule.
Yeah. And we did get some clarification. They did actually mean a schedule of events we're going to be at. And we answered this last live stream, but what events are you going to shortly?
I still don't know for sure. No secret that, I don't pay to go to all these events, meaning like I can't afford to fly all over the country and go to metal detecting events. So an arrangement I have with Nokta is, I'll go to a few events. They don't pay me, but they'll reimburse me. So it's a nice thing where I'll go and represent them at the event and they reimburse my thing. So it's just a wash for me. But, I still got a family, still got a full-time job. So I can't jet set off every weekend, even if they were going to do that. So I try to pick like maybe 3 or 4 events a year. Because I'm still married and I want to remain that way. So I don't know the events yet. I have to kind of go over it. I think there's going to be one in April in Missouri called Show Me Treasure Hunt or Fest or something like that. It's a new one.
That's the first week in April.
Yeah, his first one. Nice guy. I think we're going to go out there. I think Detecting the Heartland, which is out in that Ohio, Iowa area. And then I'm not sure yet because I don't want to commit because, when you're married, you got to find that happy median. And I don't want to be gone every weekend to a detecting event. And as much as I like the seated hunts, when you're there, they're fun. A seated hunt does not make for an enthralling YouTube video. You know what I mean? So I haven't figured out a way, at least, where I can make a seated hunt be YouTube view worthy, because you're shooting fish in a barrel. It's super fun to go and hunt it and find the stuff and the camaraderie, and that's all awesome. But I'm also a YouTube metal detecting guy. They don't make for enthralling videos. So I try to also limit how many seated only hunts I go to, because it's essentially, it's a wash weekend for me. I know I'm not going to get a video out of it. So it's tough. You know, you got to factor those things in too. So a little behind the scenes of the drama of the metal detecting YouTuber that I'm sure no one even cares about. So that's why we have to figure out. Doug just said he did not see the intro. I played it twice, Doug. You filmed it with me. Watch. You have to watch the rerun, Doug. You have to watch the rerun. Heavy Metal Detectors Facebook group. You should do a hunt and call it "Rub It All You Want" hunt. I don't know what kind of clientele I'd get to that hunt, but thank you for the comment. Charlie, would you go to the "Rub It All You Want" detecting hunt?
Do I look like Up?
What is that?
Oh, you
Yeah.
do kind of look like the Up guy a little bit.
Yep.
Who sent you that photo, Charlie?
I have to think.
Okay, you think about that.
Brian Yurden.
You're digging it, metal
Brian, you're-
detecting.
Someone in the chat, well, several people in the chat tonight that I look like the guy from Up.
Yeah, Doug's mentioned that several times. That you look like the guy from Up. So, all right, there's the picture. Now, hold on, Charlie. Which one are you?
But I don't want to ruin that.
Were you on the right or on the left?
I forget.
It looked like you were looking in a mirror.
Yeah. So
No, I'm kidding.
what do you
That's
think?
pretty great.
That jawline is great.
So several people said it looks like the guy from Up, so I had to show that to you. Rich, there's a question about your bag. I keep saying about your bag. Where'd you get it?
Listen, before Rich answers, I get the question every single week. Rich and I filmed a little thing this weekend. I got close-ups of the bag. He looked up the Amazon. I got everything, and I forgot to add it to my little photograph thing. So if you don't mind, Rich, don't tell him yet. I'll put it in next week's video, because I might incorporate other little extra things that we use on a regular basis that we can share with people. So that might be a little segment along with what the heck does Lynn have, or whatever I call it.
We're open to new games or names for that game.
Yeah,
too.
we're always open for names of games. I mean, people know I love nicknames. I love funny things that rhyme. Oh, I didn't call it what the heck does Lynn have? I think I called it Guess Lynn's Thing.
Well, you might want to rethink that.
Yeah, we'll come with something. I just thought I had to give it something, you know.
Yeah.
Vonda Helton going on the first seated hunt in May. Nugget Noggin is putting one on. I heard that Nugget Noggin does a good job with his seated hunt. I haven't been there, but I've heard that he did a good job, at least with the last one. So, hey, have a fun time. Talk to as many people as you can, because I met some of my best friends, you know, in metal detecting through those kind of hunt gatherings, you know, and dig stock and the big events. I mean, that's really the best thing. If you go there.
Teresa in Oklahoma. Teresa.
We met Teresa, almost everybody. That's the best thing. Go to an event with an open mind, go for the camaraderie, go for the experience, and let whatever you find be the bonus. And you'll never leave with a bad taste in your mouth. If you go and think to yourself, the event cost me 100, I better find 110 in silver dimes, you're most likely going to be disappointed.
He's still doing a live feed.
We got James from the Copper Poppers in here, Jason.
James. Now, James came out to your mom's house, and you and James did some bottle hunting in your mom's backyard. Again, Lynn lives in a colonial house. Did you guys find anything colonial?
Oh, redware.
Oh yeah, we found a redware jug. It was in pieces, but we found all the pieces. So it'll be glued together, and hopefully we can get a picture of that sometime. But James actually put a video up, so people can go over to the Copper Poppers YouTube and check that out.
All right, check it out. Oh, I see it in the chat now. James says, yeah, check out the video. Copper Poppers. Tyler is also part of the Copper Poppers. Really nice guys. So go check them out. We've met him several years ago. Super
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Name it. What is Lynn's secret? That's not bad, Neil's crib. That's not bad. Might need a little tweaking, but I like where your mind's going. BN says, love my dirt fishing bros. Thank you, brother. K and Maine, hit that like button. Yeah, as my teenage son would say, kick that like button in the face or something like that. I don't know. You know how the kids do it, Lynn. Let me see. Anyone in there? We're going to get ready to wrap this up in about 5 more minutes. I appreciate everybody spending, the Thursday night with me. We're going to try to do it every Thursday, at least until I hate it. And so far, as long as I have things to do that'll be fun, entertaining, and conversation engaging, I worry like, man, every week am I going to be able to come up with things? But my brain is weird like that. I think I will. We'll see. The Toe Jam says, tell the difference between the Legend and the Simplex. Charlie. Good, Charlie. Have you ever used a Simplex, Charlie?
I have not.
Okay. Charlie's not a good example then. We might try to do the occasional like technical metal detecting talk on the stream. I don't know. I've been on the fence about that. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to know a lot of the technical stuff, but I also, believe it or not, probably 80% of the people that watch my videos could care less about the technical. They just like other things that have in the video. And I don't want to necessarily cater to one and then ostracize the others. So I'm not sure if we're going to do that. We might do a special just on door knocking because I have some good ideas that would be fun. But I don't know if I'm going to do a lot of them on like, walk me through the settings when you're in knee-high quicksand, and now walk me through your settings when you're, because I just don't know if people are going to get a lot out of that. Email me and
I do think what would be fun is, because we do get these questions, if we went into what settings I use, what settings you use, because people see what we find week after week. And it might be fun for them to see if our settings are different from one another.
That's a good idea. Maybe I could incorporate some of that. I will say, Charlie, at this house we've been at, Charlie changed up one of his settings where, we were all in multi because, multi in theory should give you a good advantage when you're using simultaneous multi-frequencies. But Charlie went into single frequency 10 and then started finding some really good stuff. Now, when I say that, I don't ever try to be like a know-it-all guy, but everything that he found in 10, would we have also heard it in multi? Probably. A lot of times, some of the settings, they might give you a little advantage or a little disadvantage, but just like a basketball player or an athlete, sometimes when you make a mental change and your confidence is grown, now, no matter what you're running, you're in that mindset and you'll do better. So like when Charlie put it in 10, let's say he coincidentally swung over a silver dime, hypothetically, Charlie.
Found a barber right away.
Right. So now Charlie is thinking, man, I'm really on to something. I put it in this. I found a good find. So mentally, he's with it. So when you're mentally with it, maybe you're swinging a little slower. Maybe your senses are a little more astute, listening for deeper things. So maybe it made an effect on the machine, or maybe it just reset Charlie's thinking, which gave him the confidence. And I think it's probably a combination of the two. What do you think of that, Rich?
I think you're right. I think it would also be pretty cool. Nowhere is ever hunted out, but that might be a time when you want to change up your settings and hit a place again. I mean, we most of the time use the same settings, and like Jason said, when Charlie changed it, he started finding some stuff, and maybe it was coincidence or maybe not, but if you think a place is hunted out, change your settings and go over it again.
Yeah, I never think it's hunted out. Go ahead, Charlie. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It was the third time we were at that location.
Just in that section the third time.
It was the third time we were there at that place.
Yeah, we go through a section and then maybe we'll go through it again at a slightly different angle, and so instead of, you make one pass on the yard like this, then you make a pass on the yard like this, then maybe you make a diagonal pass. You want to hear it from different angles. We have been running different settings on our machine where maybe Rich is in multi-1, maybe Charlie's in 10, maybe I'm in 5 or whatever, because when every guy in the group is using the same machine, it makes it harder to hear things differently. Where, one of the good things about when we all use different machines is now you're hearing targets from different perspectives. You know what I mean? And being we all use the same machine, if we change up our settings, now maybe we are hearing it from different perspectives. Maybe I miss it. Maybe Charlie hits it. Maybe Charlie misses it. Rich hits it. Things like that. But that's my take on it. But we should probably get ready to wrap this up, Rich. It's coming up on 2 hours. Man, the time really flies. I love these people. I can't believe there's still over 400 people in here hanging out with us after the giveaways are gone. So before we do go, I want to thank the moderators again. Chris, Wicked Digger, has an awesome YouTube channel. I think you're in like Connecticut or Massachusetts. I can't differentiate the accent, but awesome guy. Also a Nope the Nomad, I'm going to throw out there. Hollywood Joe, our good buddy. I don't know if I want to say his last name. I don't like saying last names, Charlie. But Hollywood Joe, thank you for helping out. And Teresa, the treasure hunter, thank you for also coming in moderating. Hopefully you didn't have to kick anybody out or do any of the suspending stuff. Any final words from you guys before we wrap this sucker up?
Really?
I'm disappointed that it's frozen ground right now. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's frozen, though, I looked at the weather. Tuesday, it's supposed to be in the 40s. Wednesday, in the 50s. Next weekend, we'll be good to go. It's, I remember a few weekends where Doug and I were at a field that was frozen. We were using picks to actually dig into the ground, like ice picks, because it was so frozen. Because we were like, we'll just make the most of it.
Yeah.
But I forget if it was Doug or I got a large scent, and in trying to excavate it, because the ground was like concrete, we hit it, put a big nasty scratch on it. And not that I care if my coins get scratched, but I don't want to scratch things. So we thought maybe we should save it. So we walked around and swung. Every time we had a good signal, we put a rock on top of that spot, and then went back a week or two later when it thawed out and dug all the rock marks.
And I broke a shovel in the frozen ground.
Yeah.
You did.
A year or so ago.
Yeah, Rich had a shovel. I won't say which brand it was. It was not a Predator, the one that we use now, but Rich put a shovel in the ground. It was frozen, but the shovel went in maybe 3 inches, pulled back, and the shovel blade, big crack right up the blade. I was really surprised. I'd never seen a shovel do that before.
Yeah, and it was a one-piece shovel. It wasn't like a plastic handle, wooden. It was all one-piece steel. Yeah.
I've never, in all the emails I get for gear, and I get a lot of them, and if anyone in the chat emailed me, I didn't get back to you right away, I apologize. I get a lot of them. I've never recommended that shovel since that happened to you, and it's probably been 2 years now.
Yeah. I mean, I know if you read about that shovel, they tell you not to dig in frozen ground. Yeah. And that's exactly what I was doing, so it is my fault. However, it's a solid steel shovel.
If it was tempered better, like my Predator, I can dig through ice, no problem. If I get hung up on a root, I can pull it down and stomp on the thing. I weigh 250 pounds. That shovel ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So, those shovels are expensive. And if you can get one shovel for $110, which is a lot, but then get a cheaper one for $90, for that little savings, if it's not as quality, what's the saying? Like buy once, regret once, or whatever it is, or you get what I'm saying.
Regret forever or something. Yeah.
Excalibur shovels I see in the chat. I haven't tried them personally, but I've heard good things about the Excalibur shovels. I like the Predator shovels. They're local to me. They're right in South Jersey. Really made well. My shovel's literally probably 9 or 10 years old. And with the exception of some paint loss, it's as strong as the day I bought it. And it's not like I'm out there on the grinder, sharpen. I've never done anything. I just stick it in the ground, Rich,
Yep.
So, yeah, all the accessories, that's what we do. And maybe we'll even do a segment on accessories. Maybe we'll do that next week when we talk about your bag and some of the weird things. Rich is hopefully trying to get something going with that brush sponsorship.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll see what comes of that. But Rich has an awesome thing. Hopefully, we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean hairbrush, because your hair does look great, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Thank you for everyone to coming again. Jay Diggs History, Bells again, Half Pint 1316, Dig in Virginia, Mike G, Maxine Z, Just a Time Lord Having Fun. Wow, that's a heck of a name.
Yep, and Plugmaster,
Plugmaster Ford, my good buddy.
Silver Assassins, Copper Poppers.
Read some off, Charlie. My throat's hurting.
Teresa, KK.
You didn't even read them. They're just your friends.
Brian
Patrick
Fitzgerald.
Parker.
My eyes aren't the best.
I know.
Joshua Snipes.
K in Maine.
Yeah, Sheila. The Ultimate Finds Box. Night,
Wes
everybody.
Stringer is in there. Ultimate Finds Box. Danny Coco. Ed B.
Rick Pink.
Digging with Deej. He's here. Kitty Hilton. Bob Cook. I know if I don't say someone's name, I'm going to get a nasty email tomorrow.
Here or there again.
It is what it is. If I don't catch you this week, I'll catch you next week. Jeff Probst, the guy who hosts Survivor.
Brian
Love
Fitzgerald.
Jesus Lee. It goes on and on and on. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We'll be back again next Thursday, 7:15. Charlie, why does it start at 7:15?
Something about the quarter after?
Quarter after?
No,
When
it's
I told
45
Doug my
still.
epiphany of doing the show, believe it or not, here's the order where it went down. First, I thought of the name, quarter after. I'm like, wow, I like that name. I should do something after. Oh, maybe we'll do a live show. Like, it was totally backwards. I had the name first, then the idea, and then I was like, well, I got to start the show at quarter after something or other.
And this was probably maybe going on a year now. You first mentioned that to me. The quarter after name. Yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention, because I love the names, the people that gave the super chat stickers, I refer to them, Rich, as a quarter hoarder supporter. What do you think of that?
Say that 10 times fast.
I can barely say it once. You hear how slow I had to go? I just love fun things to say. Come on. So let's get out of here. It's super duper late. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Hopefully you'll see us next Tuesday, because I got another winner coming out. Thank you to Charlie for spending 2 hours with us. Lynn, Rich, everyone in the chat. We'll see you guys back here next Thursday. And thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
See you later.